increased in the metropolitan cities of Gurugram and Faridabad. Sources tell us Haryana police are fully prepared and ready to tackle any situation. Sources have now also revealed to NewsX World that following the blast in New Delhi, the eastern metropolis of Kolkata is also now in a high state of alert. Local police are coordinating with national agencies and tightening the security on the ground, with checkposts set up on key routes in the city. Okay, now joining us is Major General Dr. Rajan Kochhar. He's a senior strategic and defence expert, and he joins us live from the Indian capital. Now, of course, we are following this news that at least 8 people have reportedly been killed in this explosion near the Red Fort landmark in Delhi. We just broke the news that many of India's biggest cities have now been put on high alert. Major General Kochhar, what does this mean?
First of all, Thomas, this is a terrorist attack in the heart of the capital, and the kind of visuals I'm seeing from the blast site, it is evident that an improvised explosive device has been used. We actually call it the IED. And now the forensic experts and the bomb disposal squads and the NIA, once they reach the spot, they'll be able to give us a better interpretation that what kind of explosive has been used and how many of these IEDs were planted there. There is also a talk of ammonium nitrate, because if you remember, yesterday 360 kgs of ammonium nitrate was seized from Faridabad. So we can't at this point of time, you will not be able to come to a conclusion whether RDX was used as explosive or ammonium nitrate.
Major General, of course, we are currently on limited information. We do know from the government authorities that multiple cities have been put on high alert. However, we haven't been told what kind of explosion by officials has been used in this. Information, of course, is trickling through. However, what does this mean, the fact that all of these major cities have been put on alert? Given, have incidents like this happened in the past? Is there case studies that we can use to kind of piece things together and what's going on behind the scenes here?
Definitely, there has been intelligence reports earlier that densely populated areas had been surveyed by these people who have been arrested. One of them is in Ahmedabad, Naroda Fruit Market. In Lucknow also, we came to know that they have, recce'd those areas. So these inputs are coming from those areas where we have found these sleeper cells to be quite active of late. And especially if you see the south cities also, in Tamil Nadu and Kerala and other places, those have been the areas where a large preponderance of sleeper cells have been found to be active. So, it's a precautionary step, because please don't forget the Bombay blast, bomb blast number of years back, and they were, serial blasts taking place at that point of time. So right now we don't know how many blasts have been planned by these terrorists, but certainly precautionary action has to be taken by the government and to issue a red alert. At the same time, the entry into Delhi and Delhi NCRs and all entries into larger cities are going to be monitored. They're going to be checked, and the intelligence agencies would be working around the clock if they can get some information of these people who are operating in various parts of the city. Because, see,
Okay.
you have to understand one thing, deterrence is not working. We have seen it in Operation Sindoor also. We carried out an attack on their 9 terrorist sites in Pakistan. So, in case this is a work of some Pakistani supported terrorist organization, I think evidence will come to light because right now we don't have this kind of an information. Uh, uh, then it brings us to a conclusion that deterrence is
And
not working. And the next important point is that you see, India cannot fight terrorism alone. Terrorism is a universal issue. Countries like China and the United States, who are shielding Pakistan or who are supporting Pakistan, should also start speaking in the same language as far as terrorism is
right.
concerned.
Apologies, Major General Kochar. I just got some further information for our viewers coming through. The Indian Home Minister Amit Shah has also been briefed on the security arrangements in the national capital. Sources have told US have told us that the Indian Home Minister has spoken with the Chief of Delhi Police as well as the head of the Indian Intelligence Bureau. This, of course, comes as increasing security measures are put in place across the capital city, with several police barricades bringing the traffic to a slow trickle across the Indian capital. We have further information as well. The Delhi Police have now addressed the incident for the first time, addressing a press meet. The police commissioner has said that the blast occurred in a slow-moving vehicle which had passengers inside. The fire rapidly spread to other vehicles in the vicinity. The teams of the National Security Guard and the National Investigation Agency are on the spot. Further details from the Delhi Police are still awaited. Okay, of course, we are waiting for further information on this, but we do have more. And the Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, has reportedly also spoken with top executives involved and has taken stock of the situation. The Prime Minister also spoke with the Minister of Home Affairs, Amit Shah, and has discussed security measures in the national capital and across the country. Major General Kochar, what are the precautions now? Of course, we know that authorities are taking in investigations. What do you think is going on at the scene? Of course, making these steps forwards to locate how and why this explosion has happened. What will the authorities on the ground be thinking now?
You see, the first action is that on the site itself, they would have to take out those people who have been injured and take them to the hospitals and other things. The second important aspect is that the security has to be beefed up now, and there'll be areas on the road where the police is going to put barricades, is going to do frisking, checking, and all the vehicles which are moving within the city in prominent areas which are leading to the densely populated areas are going to be checked. The border of Delhi and all the Delhi NCR areas would also be on high alert now, and police people will be posted there for checking of the vehicles inside and which are moving outside. Next important is that intelligence agencies would be gearing up to locate, if they can locate some of these elements who are hiding in some areas in Delhi, because they do have at times this information also being made available through their own contacts and the surveillance, electronic surveillance means. And the next important aspect is, I think, advisory will have to be issued to all the people to avoid moving out. They should only move out in some if there is some urgent sort of work has to be done, or medical issues are there, somebody has to be moved to the hospital for some kind of an emergency. But in the normal course, I think the people would be advised for the next 48 hours to remain indoors, because that will make the job of the policing more easier. And a last important aspect is,
Okay.
all the major cities of Delhi have been put on high alert, and a similar kind of prophylactic measures, as I mentioned right now, would be in place to ensure that security and vigil is maintained at all times, because this is one challenging moment for the country. Uh, a blast has occurred right in the center of the capital, and the selection of the target is also a Red Fort, which is the nerve center of Delhi, has been chosen in a very, very deliberate manner, so as to be sending a strong message to the leadership of the country. So all these things have to be taken note of, and the investigating agencies would, uh, uh, and especially the forensic teams,
Yes.
bomb disposal squads would be in location as of now, or maybe after a couple of hours. The area has already been cordoned off. So we would like to carry out a forensic investigation and see what kind of ID was used and with what intensity. The
Okay.
CCTV footage would also be gleaned through to find out that a slow moving car, as you mentioned, how many people were there in the car, were
Yes.
there suicide bombers, or it went off accidentally.
Major General, I'm really sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
We have further information coming in from the scene where forensic teams of the police have now also reached the spot and are carrying out chemical analysis to determine the nature of the explosives used. This comes in the context of the massive amounts of explosive materials, ammonium nitrate in particular, busted by the police in Haryana earlier today. And specialists from the forensic cell have been called in to determine whether the accelerant used was in fact that ammonium nitrate. And we have further news coming at you next. And sources have revealed to NewsX World that one person is currently in custody. Delhi police have arrested one person on the suspicion of his involvement in the blast. Interrogation is currently underway and multiple agencies are involved, according to some sources. Of course, this story is continuously developing, but your final thoughts, Dr. Kachar, on how this might develop and how authorities might go forward with this?
Everything will depend upon the investigation, what it actually reveals, or we may also have to wait for some terrorist organization trying to claim that they have carried out these blasts, because normally this has been a practice whenever a blast takes place in the country. One or the other terrorist organizations is
Okay.
stating the claim. So we would have to wait for that also, because ultimately, if we have to link this with Pakistan, it's very important that who has carried out this blast, and especially if this one person is in police custody, I'm sure that he will sing like a canary and bring out certain important details for us to base our further investigation on it.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Kachar, for joining us here on NewsX World. We have some further information for our viewers. Let's take a listen in to what Satish Golche, who is the police commissioner of Delhi, who is currently present at the blast scene, and what let's listen in to what he has to say.
आज करीब 6:52 पे एक यहाँ पे रेड लाइट पे एक स्लो मूविंग व्हीकल जो रेड लाइट की तरफ आके रुका था, उसमें एक ये एक्सप्लोजन हुआ है। उस वक्त गाड़ी के अंदर जो पैसेंजर्स उसके अंदर ही थे, और इस एक्सप्लोजन से जो है आसपास की गाड़ियों में भी क्षति हुई। जैसे ही इसकी खबर मिली, हम सारी एजेंसीज जो है, दिल्ली पुलिस, FSL, NIA, NSG, उनकी टीम्स यहाँ पे आ चुकी हैं और हालात का जायजा भी ले रही है। हर तरीके से इस जो है एक्सप्लोजन के बारे में जांच की जा रही है, और जल्दी ही इसका आकलन करके इसका जो भी रिजल्ट निकलेगा वो आपको बताया जाएगा। इस इंसिडेंट में कुछ लोग को इंजरीज भी आई हैं और कुछ लोगों की डेथ भी हुई है। तो वो अभी हालात का जायजा लिया जा रहा है और एग्जैक्ट फिगर्स जो हैं आपको कुछ ही देर में बता दी जाएंगी। और सिचुएशन को रेगुलरली मॉनिटर किया जा रहा है और गृह मंत्री जी भी जो है उनसे रेगुलरली उनका फ़ोन भी आया था, उनको रेगुलरली ब्रीफ किया जा रहा है और उनको टाइम टू टाइम पूरी सूचना दी जा रही है और आगे जैसे भी हालात होंगे, जो भी नतीजा निकलेगा आपको बताया जाएगा। अभी इसको आकलन किया जा रहा है।
Okay, there we have it. And now let's listen in to what one of the eyewitnesses who was present at the time of the blast had to say.
क्या नाम है आपका?
जिशान।
रिशान जी, ये चोट किस तरह से आई है आपको?
चलो मैं अभी करता हूँ।
रिशान जी, ये चोट आपको कैसे आई है?
भाई मेरे आगे गाड़ी चल रही थी, कार कम से कम 1-2 फुट की दूरी पे थी, उसकी गाड़ी में बम फटा जाने क्या था वो फटा था।
कौन सी गाड़ी थी?
एसेंट थी, स्विफ्ट डिजायर थी।